Are you looking for emotionally catastrophic women with giant boobas and a schoolgirl outfit? Good news for you, we have absolutely none of that. And yet your brain still chose to be here, which is honestly terrifying. Hey guys, folded legs here. Yes, there is gameplay in the background. No, it has absolutely nothing to do with the It is just there, so your eyeballs have enrichment time while your brain quietly works with me. TLDR. The Apothecary Diaries is palace drama, medical mystery, and one tiny feral poison gremlin who keeps outsmarting pretty boys and emotionally damaged politicians like it is her part-time hobby. I would give it a high 7 out of 10, strong. I will watch one more episode and suddenly it is 3 in the morning energy. If you like vibes, scheming, and subtle chaos more than punchy fight scenes, this one is absolutely for you. Thank you for clicking on this instead of watching another 3-hour iceberg video about something that will not improve your life in any way. Your taste is already immaculate and mildly concerning. All right, let us get into the video. Section 1, Government Issue Gremlin. Welcome to Mau Mau's official promotion from background palace goblin to government certified problem. The palace HR department clearly didn't read the fine print. They thought they were hiring a decorative court lady. What they actually got was a lab raccoon with a PhD, and do not touch that. The aesthetic mismatch. The system keeps trying to polish her into a high society doll, but Mau has the spiritual energy of a Victorian orphan who just discovered gunpowder. While everyone else is worried about their posture and silk robes, her brain is running on pure, unfiltered medical curiosity and spite. You can actually see her soul disconnect from reality the second someone mentions elegance. She doesn't do grace. She does scientific violence. The Jinshi problem. Then you have Jinshi, the palace's resident, limited edition pretty boy. He's out here radiating enough thirst trap energy to power a small city, and Mau looks at him like a boring piece of drywall. This man is a walking aura buff, and she treats him like an annoying pop-up ad that won't close. He spends this entire stretch getting emotionally farmed by her total indifference. Every time he tries to be a romantic lead, her brain hits a blue screen and reboots in safety inspector mode. Forbidden knowledge. Mau eventually ends up in a room full of noble girls, and instead of teaching them tea ceremonies, she basically drops a textbook of cursed biological facts that leaves everyone needing a priest. She is a calm health manual written by a chaotic deity. She isn't there to make friends. She is there to drop forbidden knowledge and watch everyone's dignity evaporate in real time. The disaster specialist. When things start going sideways in the palace, everyone else panics and prays. Mau, she gets a limited edition loot box vibe. To her, a crisis isn't a tragedy, it's a chemistry puzzle with a high body count. She's not checking for survivors. She's checking the ingredients. If the palace had a do not cross tape, she'd be the one using it as a fashion accessory. The vibe. By the end of this stretch, the palace realizes they didn't upgrade her job title. They just gave a feral scientist a better view of the chaos. Mau isn't becoming more proper. The world is just giving her more expensive ways to be a gremlin while Jinshi's sanity slowly dissolves like sugar in hot tea. Section 2, Goblin Consulting and the Weirdo Energy Pack. Welcome to Goblin Consulting. Mau is out here doing chaos management while everyone around her speedruns a midlife crisis they are way too young for. The inheritance ordeal. Why are these brothers treating inheritance like a scoreboard for daddy's affection? This isn't a business. It's group therapy sponsored by unresolved childhood issues. Mau strolls through their mansion like a puzzle gamer checking for traps instead of trauma. Is this architecture or just competitive emotional repression with chandeliers? She patches what she can with logic and clocks out. What does she look like? A 24-hour emotional help desk with free upgrades? Hard pass. The cosmetic downgrade? Then Jinji asks for a casual disguise. Casual? Sir, you glow in the dark. You have holy aura set to maximum at all times. Mau hits him with a full cosmetic downgrade patch. Goodbye, Divine Banner Boy. Hello, background NPC with side quest energy and questionable hygiene. They slap some noble girl packaging on her and head into normal people territory. How long does the illusion last? Long enough for dignity to snap like a cheap rubber band. The street food incident? She smells street food and her soul ascends. Is that grilled chicken or the sound of self-control flatlining? All that borrowed elegance evaporates. This refined miss is now a raccoon who just unlocked infinite buffet mode. Jinchi watches centuries of etiquette dissolve into delicious grease. One bite and his entire bloodline has a crisis. Have they been eating decorative sadness this whole time? His taste buds just discovered electricity. Mau Mau is dual-wielding chicken and zero shame. Embarrassed? You forgot who we're talking about. The biological disaster. Back on her turf, warnings about her bio-dad aren't dramatic. They're just pest control with better tailoring. To Mau Mau, he's not a tragic figure. He's a walking pop-up ad saying, "Would you like to reinstall generational stress?" Skip. People whisper about medicine that sounds illegal to even imagine. Is it cursed? Probably. Is it interesting? Absolutely. Mau Mau looks spiritually caffeinated while everyone else is horrified. Someone treated pharmacology like competitive gaming, and she's just jealous she wasn't invited. The reunion. The resident weirdo talks about a wholesome reunion. Mau Mau's eyes say, uninstall immediately. Do not bring that downloadable disease near her save file. Jinchi quietly closes the imaginary laptop and reconsiders every life choice that brought him here. Section 3, Concussions, Coffins, and HR Nightmares. Welcome to the era of Mau Mau refusing to read the tutorial while the universe loads the level anyway. The palace is chucking religion-flavored drama and suspicious accidents at her like a cursed battle pass. Her response? Sure, but pay me in rare drugs. The side quest grind. Everyone else is drowning in loyalty. She's treating it like side quests for store credit at the pharmacy from hell. Her body wants to resign, but her brain hits decline every time. She takes hits that should put her in long-term care and treats them like annoying pop-up ads. Normal people hear, "You might die," and slow down. Mau Mau hears it and asks for the experimental meds to be forwarded to her room. The coffin comedy. The coffin situation is peak dark comedy. While everyone else is stuck on fear and ritual, her gremlin brain has already opened a new tab labeled, "How did you little freaks pull this off, and can I do it better?" She isn't thinking about the soul. She's thinking about the recipe, the dosage, and adding it to her internal cursed cookbook. She's not here for the miracle. She's here for the chemistry, the livestock inspection. Meanwhile, fate keeps trying to install a romance route, and she treats it like livestock inspection. A martial himbo shows up radiating desperate crush energy, and she immediately opens an imaginary spreadsheet to calculate his payout cost. He's posing like it's a thirst trap. She's rotating him in her mind like a 3D model workable material. Some assembly required, no returns. Jinchi's technical difficulties. Then you have Jinchi in the background, overheating like a gaming laptop with 12 cursed mods. He's trying to stay composed while his soul runs in circles. Anytime romance even vaguely approaches Mau Mau, his brain hits a blue screen and reboots in jealous disaster mode. From his view, she's casually collecting men like weird medical specimens. From her view, they are all just walking test subjects with wallets. By the end of this stretch, one man is trying to earn love like it's a side quest. One is combusting in the corner, and Mau Mau just wants everyone to stop being weird so she can go back to poisons, fake miracles, and nearly dying for loyalty points. Section 4, the finale and the romance disaster. The finale drops the cute mystery of the weak mask and decides to emotionally ruin everyone while keeping the goblin jokes intact. It's the perfect blend of generational trauma and high-tier gremlin energy. The impossible flex. Someone asks for a botanical miracle that shouldn't exist in this season. In a palace that runs on politics and pettiness, the high ranks are having a full nervous breakdown over flowers. Meanwhile, Mau Mau hears that can't be done and instantly treats it like a personal insult from the universe. Why? Because spite is the best fertilizer? She's limping around, held together by stitches and pure audacity, MacGyvering a greenhouse out of sheer will. It's not a romantic gesture. It's one tiny apothecary proving she can bend nature to her whim, while everyone else worries about their blood pressure. The high-stakes drinking game. Then the show decides to settle a massive family grudge with what looks like a respectable match of wits. Mau Mau, being herself, adds mystery drinks, potential toxicity, and rules that sound like they were written by a sleep-deprived god of chaos. She's knocking back glasses like it's water while her opponent is sweating, wondering if he's about to witness a medical emergency in real time. The punchline? This terrifying genius gets absolutely folded by Mau Mau's chemistry set. His brain checks out and his memories glitch. She didn't choose violence. She chose high-proof pharmaceuticals. The emotional blue bolting. The finale slams the brakes and goes full feelings. It's heavy, but the ending remembers exactly what kind of monster it created in Mau Mau. She has a big, quiet moment with a certain beautiful disaster of a man, It's the perfect setup for a confession. He's already 3 seasons deep into a happily ever after fantasy in his head. She looks up at him to ask something important. Does she confess her love? No. Does she ask him to stay? Absolutely not. She uses a once-in-a-season romantic atmosphere to ask for a rare, disgusting medical specimen. The ending energy. He short circuits. He's carrying her like a princess while she's literally falling apart, and she is still even at the very end, a poison-obsessed little gremlin who refuses to act like a normal main character. She's choosing a pharmacy inventory check over a love interest. That's the energy we end on, honestly. That's why it works. Final thoughts. I absolutely love the Apothecary Diaries, but I'm not gonna lie, the back half of season 1 hits way harder than the first. Once it drops the whole, every week a cute little palace mystery thing, and Ivy's face first into Malmo's cursed family tree and all the political tripwires. The show finally feels like it knows exactly what it wants to be. That said, I still like the early Case of the Week arc too. It pokes the same part of my brain that loves iZombie. Every episode is a new problem, but instead of CSI with brain smoothies, it's palace drama with poison charts and emotional damage. The big difference is, this doesn't feel like a lazy procedural. The mysteries actually matter. Each case quietly stacks more world building, more politics, more messed up relationships, instead of hitting a reset button at the end of every episode. If you're here for big shounen speeches, crazy power-ups, and a boss fight every week, this is not your show. This is for people who want quiet scheming, petty nobles being petty, slow burn feelings that refuse to hurry up, and one tiny gremlin woman who gets way too excited about toxins and treats romance like background noise. For me, this is an easy high 7 out of 10. Not my personal all-time favorite, but absolutely one of the better anime I've watched in a while, and 100% worth your time if you like mystery, medicine, and emotionally unstable pretty boys getting psychologically suplexed by a girl half their size. Thanks for hanging out with me and my brain rot. I really appreciate you being here. If you actually made it all the way to the end of this review, you are legally part of the Chaos Squad. So type Poison Gremlin in the comments. So I know you survived the autopsy of this show. Thank you again for watching. Take care of yourselves. Don't drink mystery liquids from strangers, and I'll see you next time.